So it's week 2, day 3. I did not sleep super great last night. I kind of had a later dinner, around 8 o'clock, and by 9:30 I was starving. So, you know, that doesn't make for going to sleep super easy when you're starving. But I was out of calories for the day and told myself I'm gonna stick to this thing. So I didn't go eat anything, just laid there. Took me a while to go to sleep. A little after 12:30, I think, before I finally went to sleep, and then woke up 2 or 3 times in the night with my stomach rumbling. Just something that happens when you start cutting. I woke up this morning feeling okay. I'm out here about to go start my walk. Go get that in. We'll probably do 4 miles this morning. See how I'm feeling. It's a little overcast at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't start raining on me too bad or anything. Overall, I'm feeling pretty good. Spirits are still high, still excited. Things seem to be going good. Woke up this morning feeling a bit leaner, which is always nice when you starve yourself. Not even starve yourself, your body's used to a lot more calories. I know it seems ridiculous, but when you're serious about your goals, sometimes you gotta do things that other people would deem ridiculous. I'm gonna weigh this food out from Chipotle because that helps me know exactly how many calories I ate and where I'm falling short or where I've overeaten at. Without doing this, you don't really know. If you're intuitively eating and you don't have a specific weight loss goal or cutting goal, and you're just kind of fueling your body, you're in a place where you're happy with, and you're just kind of maintaining everything, then this is fine. I would go get this. I know what my portion should be, and I would eat it. But because I'm cutting, I want to know exactly how much of each thing I've got here. All right, so we got it all weighed out. 686 calories for this bowl for everything that's in it. 86 grams of chicken, just under 200 grams of brown rice, about 80 grams of corn, about 80 grams of black beans, a little bit of cilantro lime. I told them to be really light on it. I may have overestimated how much I put in on my MyFitnessPal for that. And the same with the cheese. I'm not sure I even got an ounce of cheese. It was very light. It's kind of hard to separate that stuff out, but I did the best I could to get as close as I can on all of that. 46 grams of protein, 76 carbs, and 20 grams of fat for this meal. So good round meal. Stays well within my macros. Well guys, went out for my afternoon walk, finished getting my steps in, and get torrential downpour on, which this time of summer, I'm not complaining too much. I don't know if I want to get that wet. I got rained on a little bit getting to this little shelter, but definitely going to cool it off for the rest of my walk. But you got to get it in no matter what the weather's doing. All right, it's Thursday, week 2. And I hit my calorie mark for the day, but it's 8:30 and I'm starving still. So I've made a little sweet treat that is low calorie. I'll show you what it is here. There it is. Cinnamon apples steamed in the microwave with just a little bit of Greek yogurt, 120-ish calories for this. Let's hope it holds me over.
I'm in my belly shining bright, diamonds dancing in the night, Ferrari parked under moonlight, living fast but feeling right. My bed wave, champagne rain, golden order, no more pain. Every second ultra prime, luxury written in time. Status glow, all white party, marble floors, private list and hidden doors, diamonds frozen on my wrist, every flash you can't resist, slow deep rhythm in my veins, money long like private planes, no stress, just ocean air, flash cameras everywhere, we don't talk, we elevate.
So it's Friday, week 2. Got up this morning feeling good again, feeling leaner. Look in the mirror, looking leaner, and decided to do a midweek check-in on the scale. Got on the scale and it was 201.9. So we're 12 days. Yeah, 12 days into the cut. And according to that measurement, down 0.2 pounds. Now, I know that's not true though. So this is something that happens, I feel like, a lot when you start cutting, is in the first couple weeks, that scale is kind of all over the place. I know for a fact what my maintenance calories are, and I've tracked every single ounce of food for 11 days. So I know it's not that. I've been consistently in a 600 to 1,000 calorie deficit every day except for 2 of those. And both of the days that it was not in a deficit, I did not go over my maintenance calories. So I know it's not that. And I'm getting between 10 and 19,000 steps a day. So I know it's not that as well. All that to say, scale fluctuations are normal, and if you're doing a cut, sometimes the first week or 2 is not the best thing to look at weight-wise. It could also be, I'm thinking it's probably water retention, because I've hit a few hard workouts in the last couple days. I make sure to get plenty of salt, electrolytes. It's the summertime. So I'm thinking that it's just water retention. Body composition's already looking a lot better, and I took a measurement last week, and it was under 200. It was like 199.2. So I know that measurement's not accurate, but it can scare you and it can discourage you in the first couple weeks. And I just want to say that's normal. If you're cutting yourself or you're thinking about doing it, keep weighing yourself, but don't stop. As long as you know that you're doing everything correctly. Now, if you've been sneaking food or not tracking every single thing, not tracking the oil you cook with in your meals, anything like that, your calorie deficit could just be off. You got to be really honest with yourself. But if you've really tracked every calorie, including the oil you cook with, the little bites you take, literally everything, and you're in that deficit, and you're getting your steps, and you're pretty sure about your maintenance calories, which those calculators can be slightly off by 200 to 400 calories, which is why I like to do, a little more of aggressive cut. I like to sit around 800 to 1,000 calories in this cut, at least, because I feel like that gives me a little wiggle room. And at least in the first 3 weeks, as I monitor the scale, I'll be able to make sure that it's actually going down.
and see the progress. But you just got to stick with it. Just keep going. If you know you're doing the right stuff, keep at it. And I'm sure here in a couple of days, I'll check the scale and it'll be down 197, 198, somewhere in there. That would be right on track with 2 pounds a week. And that's kind of what I'm expecting Sunday, Monday morning-ish when I weigh again, as long as I can get that water retention under control. And maybe not. If not, we'll keep trucking. If I get another 2 weeks down the road and the scale still hasn't moved, or another whole week down the road and it still hasn't moved, you hit the end of week 3 and it's still hovering at 200 pounds, I might have to cut the calories some more and just make an adjustment. But we'll see.
God, you look so pretty when you tell me that you love me. I wish that I could lie, but my mind gets in the way. I know you think that I'm always way too self-aware.
Day 14, week 2 update. So I'll put it up here on the screen, but I weighed myself this morning and scale still hasn't come down a whole lot. I think it was 200.8. So technically speaking, down about 1.5 pounds in 2 weeks, which is far short of where I was aiming for and where I expected to be based off of my calorie deficits. I still think there's some water retention type of stuff going on. I did give myself a cheat day once a week on Saturday, but even with that, I didn't really go over my maintenance calories. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that. Like I said earlier in the week, I'm going to keep at it this week. I'm going to try and put a hard stop at 22 to 2,400 calories, which should still well be within my deficit numbers. And give it one more week. I'm going to keep up with the walking, and one switch I'm going to make is I'm going to start weighing myself every morning to get a little bit more accurate of a measurement, because I did take a measurement on, I think it was Friday or Saturday morning, and it was like 198, 197 point something. So I'm just having some really wild weight fluctuations. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I mean, I eat a very similar diet every day. I get the same amount of water just about every day, and my salt intake stays about the same. So I'm not sure why it's fluctuating as much as it is. I don't know. I'll figure it out. This is the most I've ever, actually looked at the numbers when doing a cut. I just kind of did it in the past, and this time I'm really documenting exactly what I'm doing and exactly what I'm eating, how much, and not skipping out on any of that stuff. So interesting experiment to conduct. I know that it's working. I feel leaner. I look leaner in the mirror already. After 2 weeks, I know that body composition changes have already started happening. The weight on the scale has just not changed a whole lot. That's a bit frustrating. But it's not all about a number on a scale. I think that's just the way we measure weight loss if you're not doing a body scan once a week, which I just don't have access to a body scanner once a week. I get it done every 3 months. But that's not going to do me any good for this situation. So I'm going to keep at it. Give it another week. I'm really going to try and keep my calories under 2,200 the rest of the week, and I'm going to cut out the Saturday cheat meal, and we will see what happens by the end of week 3. But overall, I mean, I'm still happy with where things are at. I think they're progressing. Even if the metric I'm using to measure that isn't there, I can perceive it. And I think in the beginning, as long as you're doing everything right, you just got to stick to it. It can be slow at the start. Or even like the first couple days, I was like, oh man, I can already tell it's working. And then by the end of the first week, I was like, oh, I feel good. And then the second week, I kind of hit like it's working, but the scale's not moving, and kind of getting unsure of myself. But I'm getting after it every single day and just going to stay on track.